Here are the top 20 open-world games available on Xbox Game Pass. Number 20. With a gorgeous art style and a lot of Breath of the Wild type exploring, this ambitious open-world game drops you into a beautiful universe of Greek mythology. This game has fast-paced combat, a strange yet entertaining story, and vibrant graphics. Immortals Fenyx Rising is full of side quests that reward you when you complete them. You will come across puzzles and dungeons as well as a wide variety of weapons and abilities along the game's journey. It's a fun mixture of exploration and combat that you can make as easygoing or challenging as you like, making it an ideal choice if you're seeking something different. Number 19. The Just Cause series has no lofty expectations. It only creates chaos in a destructible world, and when done right, these games can be highly satisfying. Just Cause 4 Reloaded smooths up some of the rough edges of the original game, making it more enjoyable overall experience. The game's world is set in the fictional Solus, which serves as a solid playground where you can spread some mayhem. If you only want to cause mayhem and blow up a few buildings, this game should definitely satisfy you. Number 18. You take on the role of a young man who has fled from war and want to take his own destiny. From being alone, inexperienced, and destitute, you will grow into a master of many skills, a community leader, and the creator of a prosperous dynasty that will last and prosper for years to come. Fighting wild animals while looking for food, gathering resources, creating equipment, building a house, and erecting an entire bustling village while starting a family all contribute to a unique gameplay experience that spans multiple genres. There are no mythical monsters or chosen heroes in this game. Instead, players spend their time fighting to survive and thrive in a world where accomplishing this requires a miracle. Number 17. Rage 2 takes Doom's gameplay and puts it in a post-apocalyptic open world. If this sounds attractive to you, this first-person shooter is worth a try. The gunplay in Rage 2 is by far its best feature, especially after all of the nanotrite abilities are acquired. You play as a ranger called Walker, and you can freely explore the game's apocalyptic open world however you wish. The open world in Rage 2 isn't very unique because it's a little desolate. However, the combat is so entertaining and that makes the game's journey worthwhile. Number 16. Skyrim always has more to discover, whether or not you've played it. Since its initial release in 2011, this sizable open-world RPG has seen a number of re-releases, yet it still manages to keep players hooked. Skyrim's open-world approaches perfection as it encourages exploration and discovery. With the improved graphics, effects, lighting, and other improvements that come with the special edition, you may now create your own hero and make your own adventure. If you haven't yet experienced the epic tale of the Dragonborn, this is your best chance. And if you already did, you may choose from a wide range of mods that are available for Xbox console to create a fresh take on an old adventure. Number 15. Watch Dogs 2 is a nice hacking sandbox in which you may create mayhem as part of an activist group known as DedSec in a somewhat future San Francisco. You can navigate the game's world on foot or by the various vehicles featured in the game. The driving mechanic was overhauled and designed to be more accessible. The player can use their weapons while driving. Watch Dogs 2 offers much more fun when the focus is not on the main plot, since just messing around on the game's massive map can be highly entertaining. Number 14. Shadow of War is an action RPG set in an open-world environment where players can freely explore its large map. The player controls the game's protagonist Talion, who has several natural athletic and combat abilities as a Ranger of Gondor, but also has unique abilities provided by the Wraith of the Elf Lord Celebrimbor, with whom he shares his body. The player uses their combined abilities to complete the game's missions. While the narrative will mostly attract Lord of the Rings fans, the breadth of the world and the franchise's now famous Nemesis system set it apart in a crowded genre. Number 13. Given their open-world design, the Far Cry titles are among the most enjoyable first-person shooters available. And Far Cry 5 is among the best, especially because two players may enjoy some campaign co-op fun. Even while your journey to Hope County isn't the finest Far Cry experience, it's still a good entry in the series. Everything you might want from a Far Cry game is present, including tough wildlife, satisfying gunplay, and an open-world sandbox. At the same time, you may experience all that side by side with a friend. Number 12. No Man's Sky was first released in 2016, yet it still looks new due to the consistent updates from Hello Games, which provides great content that keeps players on their toes. No Man's Sky illustrates freedom in a video game, maybe more than any other title in this video. It allows you to explore its constantly expanding environment and make your own little digital slice of happiness. But like any good game, what draws you back is the mix of combat and exploration. Players looking for a fun, in-depth, and addicting open-world adventure should get this magnificent adventure game. Number 11. State of Decay 2 relies on the strengths of its predecessor by providing a variety of large maps filled with hungry zombies. The game offers a vast open world divided into many maps, each with its own setting and locations. Meager Valley is perhaps the finest map in the game, yet all the other maps have their unique advantages. State of Decay 2 is a survival game that challenges the player to construct a community that can survive the difficulties of living in a post-apocalyptic world. Number 10. Survival titles are popular while going through any catalog of open-world games, and The Long Dark stands out among them. The Long Dark gives the player the freedom to do their own things. With death lurking around every corner, the game maintains a constant sense of tension as players desperately try to keep their meters healthy in a harmful environment. The game's story mode takes players through a very straightforward path that teaches them the fundamentals of survival. Although this option is good, it is really a prelude to the Long Dark's survival mode. This mode is about surviving for as long as possible, despite the enormous challenges of the weather and wildlife. The Long Dark is not an easy game, but it does have a variety of difficulty options so that players may customize their experiences. Number 9. Wildlands is a third-person tactical shooter game. It has a massive map with many tasks that keep players engaged for months. The game features a 4-player cooperative multiplayer, where players explore the game's world and complete the campaign's missions together. The game can also be played solo, wherein 3 AI teammates accompany the player. Tom Clancy veteran players may find Wildlands lacking in complexity, variation, and level design. However, the game works best when seen as an open-world title with tactical shooter components rather than a tactical shooter that happens to be open-world. Number 8. Insomniac has spent the last several years creating superhero-themed adventures featuring everyone's favorite neighborhood wall crawler, but Marvel's Spider-Man was not the developer's first foray into open-world territory. Sunset City is a massive playground filled with rails and zip lines that encourage players to take to the sky and grind their way above the city. The gunplay is highly enjoyable, especially once players have unlocked their whole array of weapons. Sunset Overdrive is one of the last decade's most underrated games, and its excellent movement system ranks it among the best open-world games on Game Pass. Number 7. LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga includes the first 9 Star Wars movies, allowing fans to relive the most memorable moments from the original, prequel, and sequel trilogies. Each film has a variety of distinct missions that are mostly linear in scope, with some exploration possibility. The Skywalker Saga also features free-roaming hubs that serve as open worlds. Players can visit and explore some of Star Wars' most iconic planets and moons. While these areas are generally calm, they may quickly turn into battlegrounds, therefore they are not only for visiting. This LEGO game allows players to immerse themselves in the Star Wars universe, which has been meticulously recreated by TT Games. Number 6. The Batmobile improves the open-world formula of the Arkham series. It's awesome to drive through Gotham streets using Batman's classic vehicle. Though jumping from mission to mission with only Batman's cape is always entertaining, some car action only enhances the experience. As with previous games in the series, Arkham Knight is an entertaining open-world experience, with plenty of content besides the main plot. While this is not the latest Batman game, Arkham Knight has incredible graphics and visuals, an excellent combat system, and a fantastic world design. Number 5. Yakuza Like a Dragon departs from the original series by introducing some tough turn-based combat into the action. This replaces the franchise's traditional arcade street slugging with something more complex and exciting. It's a unique Yakuza game that incorporates the JRPG fighting and concepts into a present-day environment. The emotive story resonates all the way to its heartbreaking conclusion, making it feel as you are truly walking in the streets of Japan. Yakuza Like a Dragon is a great starting point for newcomers who might have been turned off by the large list of previous releases in the series. Number 4. When players are reduced to the size of an ant, a regular garden transforms into a deadly sandbox filled with deadly creatures. Finding themselves in a difficult circumstance as they attempt to return home, the protagonist must survive this unusual land while adapting to its challenging nature. Grounded is a unique open-world game that draws influence from its peers while maintaining a distinct voice that differentiates it from the rest. Grounded is another achievement for Obsidian, a developer who has created some of the most visually stunning worlds in video games. Number 3. The Forza Horizon series has been a consistent source of ambitious open-world racing games, and the fifth installment maintains the high level that has been synonymous with the franchise. Forza Horizon 5's map is set in Mexico, and it is far more diverse than its immediate predecessor, with each region having its unique look. Forza Horizon 5 is like the previous games, combines realistic aesthetics and an authentic world with over-the-top arcade-style gameplay. Explore the bright and constantly changing open-world landscapes of Mexico while engaging in endless, enjoyable driving action using hundreds of the finest cars ever made. Number 2. Both Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey are available on the Game Pass. Each title is an ambitious open-world game filled with both necessary and optional content. In terms of quality, there isn't much of a difference between the two, and someone's preference may come down to whether they like Origins' Ancient Egypt or Odyssey's Ancient Greece. Odyssey improves upon some of its predecessor's mechanics, especially the combat system. Because Origins is the first chronological entry in the series, newcomers should begin with it. Yet, the franchise's releases may be enjoyed as separate experiences, so Odyssey is still a good start too. Number 1. One of the reasons to subscribe to Game Pass is because of the unique game Microsoft Flight Simulator. This beautiful game uses Earth as its open world and lets pilots to map paths and take off while flying over landscapes that might pass for real-world images. Microsoft Flight Simulator is an ambitious, challenging, and engrossing technical masterwork, as well as a successful work of art. Along with shorter and more curated flights provided by the Discovery Flights mode, Microsoft Flight Simulator allows users to simply choose a destination and fly off to discover the world in all of its magnificence. The experience provided by Microsoft Flight Simulator is unmatched by anything else on the market. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.